Hey Taurus, welcome to Divine Duality Tarot. My name is TJ. If this is your first time here, thanks for checking the video out. If you're returning, thanks again for coming back to hear what I have to say here. So what I do here is just a quick relationship love reading to kind of get a good idea of what's going on between you and your romantic partner, romantic interest, whoever this person may be, going into the week of January 16th. So I try to, excuse me, I draw 3 for your energy, and then 3 for your romantic interests energy. Try to get a well-rounded message as to what's actually going on between the two of you. Every once in a while, the energy in one of these messages doesn't quite fit in, doesn't quite resonate. But seeing as all these come out for a reason, I do have a second deck here for clarification purposes, should we need it. So, Taurus, with this one being about you, I'm going to go ahead and start with your energy first. This is... I hate being already sad about something going into it, but bear with me here. We'll get your energy going into it and see if we can find some good in this. So, what we have here is the Hanged Man. This is somebody who can see things from a different point of view. It is somebody who can understand a different thing going on, using different information. It's being able to see a truth, a new truth out of an old truth. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it is the truth. It could just be seeing the wrong thing from a new point of view and making that wrong thing more validated. It is it is just the ability to change your point of view on something in a very profound and powerful way. Following that is the Tower. Now, the Tower is a drastic change. It's a big change. It's, as my wife would say, having the rug pulled out from under you. It is the stability of a situation being torn away, and it's something that you never would have seen coming. And then that's followed with the 3 of Hearts, which is heartache, which is being brokenhearted. It's finding a truth that hurts your confidence with yourself and with your relationship. And what this is telling me, you've been blind and the truth is coming to the light. And that truth is not good. It is seeing things for what they are. And that thing that you have seen completely upended the situation. It is discovering a truth that you may have always known it was the truth, but didn't want to know. And you may have convinced yourself after so long that whatever this truth is can't possibly actually be real. But being able to see it from a different point of view also more than likely means you have been told, you have been lied to, you have been deceived, and you finally found evidence to see things from a different point of view. Let's talk about your romantic interest real quick and then see if we can find out what's actually happening here. So they've got the Chariot. They have strength. They have confidence in action. That confidence in action, however, is pulled by two energies. And those energies are still pulling the chariot forward, but they've hit kind of a fork in the road, so they're pulling apart. But as of right now, the chariot's still moving forward, the relationship's still moving forward. But the further apart the things that are guiding it continues to go, eventually the chariot will no longer be moving, and you have two separate entities going their own way. It can be very powerful, especially if those things move back together and regain the same viewpoint, or it could be detrimental, depending on how far along or how far it is allowed to go along the situation, how far the situation is allowed to continue. Then they have the sun. The sun is renewed passion. It's a desire for the best. It's success. It's winning in the emotional sense and the physical sense. They're getting exactly what they want. They're happy. They're content. They're satisfied. And then they have this 10 of Wands, which is burdened, being overwhelmed in general. This person is not happy with this relationship, and they're looking for attention somewhere else. They are burdened. Their willpower is being drained. That willpower is not where it needs to be. They're unable to control themselves. They're unable to realize what they have. I'm not saying that this person has gone out and actively cheated. What I am saying is that this person's priorities are no longer shared, and their new priorities are bringing them happiness. Whatever this new thing is, be it attention from another person, and I'm thinking that's more so along the lines. They might be hanging out with a crowd that they shouldn't be, and there's people that you know are notorious for snatching up romantic interests, and this individual is around people like that, and they've been telling you, oh no, we're just friends, we're just hanging out, it's nothing to worry about, it's okay. And this is that moment when you realize, you find a message on a phone. Like, I don't want to say you're snooping through a phone, but you see something that catches your eye that lets you know that something isn't right. It could be this person's coming home every day, and used to, every day it was frisky business. Whatever you did, they enjoyed, and now when they come home, I'm too tired, I'm not feeling it, I had a long day at work. And yeah, everybody has that long day at work. It does happen. I have long days at work. When I come home, I don't want nobody touching me. Everybody leave me alone. But that's a day. We're talking over a long period. And you're seeing that this person is not in the right crowd. This person is not in the right group. This person has found something else to keep them occupied, and that something else is not the same viewpoint, is not the same, direction, the same goal. They probably have a similar goal of being happy. You want to be happy, they want to be happy, but is that happiness the same happiness? And they've hit that fork and they're pulling away. So here you are the whole time pulling the relationship by yourself, feeling more and more of the burden. It's been a rough, Taurus, it has been rough. You have been pulling all the weight, and that's not fair to you. And you're starting to see it. if this person is hanging out in the wrong crowd, if there is a person in their friend group, especially if it's a newer friend group, especially if it's somebody of the gender that they like, it might be time to consider either having that talk and letting them know how you feel. I don't want you hanging around that person. And if they want to argue with you and say, things like, I do what I want, remind them that a relationship is 50-50. My voice matters as much as yours. If you're going to go do your own thing, I'm going to go do my own thing. And Taurus, when it comes to that, that's when they've pulled apart. Hopefully it's not to the point where you can't dig yourself out of that, but at least this energy is letting you know, at least this message, at least this situation is finally, the uncertainty of it, the truth of it, that you have perceived, your perceived truth is going to come crashing down. And what you see is not going to be something you like, but it is something that you need to see. I hate being the bearer of bad news. I would love to have just happy messages. You're going to be running through a field, with flowers and trees, but you've been fooling yourself into running through a field with flowers and trees, when in reality, it was just like a backdrop, and behind it is evil forest creatures. Evil forest creatures. Nothing about this is good, though. Nothing about it's good. Especially with this one having this kind of confidence. They've held the backdrop up in front of you of these flowers and trees and green fields for quite some time, when in reality they are doing things behind that curtain that should not be going on. And they've been doing it for a while, or else they wouldn't have so much confidence in it. And they are to the point where they can't even control themselves. They probably don't even think they're doing anything wrong anymore. If they ever did in the first place. But Taurus, I really do appreciate you sticking with me through the video. I really appreciate you watching and hearing what I have to say. It's probably like the one time I hope it doesn't resonate with you, but if it does, I really hope that this gives you the information you need to get through that week, to at least know where things are at so you can take a stand. Use the resources you have to try to get the best outcome you can possibly get. Be it you going your separate way, be it you dragging them out of the fire back into a healthy relationship, especially if nothing's happened yet. There is a chance to salvage it. This may be one of those situations where they're still on a knife's edge. They haven't crossed it yet, but they are right there. So please keep that information in mind going into the week. And Taurus, hopefully next week I'll have something better for you. I really do. So I'll see you then.